Welcome, dear students and my dear sons and daughters, to YouTube channel Shashwati Shama. All of you know that this is an educational channel guiding the budding degree and diploma engineers in their pursuits of technical knowledge. My dear sons and daughters, in the last video, I was discussing the definition of a workflow found in most of the business organizations and the types of workflow, some of the types of workflow which describe the workflow in different perspective. And now today, I was talking about the onboarding also. It is an important keyword in the field of management and also in the business organizations. I discuss about its definition and what does this mean actually in the working field of an organization. Now today I like to discuss about the key elements of a workflow. The first question, that is, what are the key elements of a workflow, required this definition, that is, the understanding of the elements of a well-structured workflow in a business house constitutes the strong platform for efficient and successful steps or operations. That means the elements by which a well-structured workflow, that means the operations or the steps. Workflow, what is workflow? A set of steps or operations which are carried out such a way that the raw material is transformed into a good or the best finished product with success and efficiency, and cost effectively the product is made. Now workflow is that steps or operations, a set of steps and operations done such a way that finished good is successfully produced. Now elements of a well-structured workflow means there are parts of a workflow conceived in such a way that understanding them at a depth will give a strong platform for efficient and successful steps and operations. Now, what are the elements of a well-structured workflow? Number one, that is tasks or work. These are the sets of different steps or operations in a workflow. That is, you have given the order of producing a material. Now, to produce this material, 5 machines are required to work for 10 hours or 8 hours every day. And 15 people are involved or will have to be involved with this work. So, this production job, when you are in a product-oriented organization, you are thinking of products. That some products are made at the end of the procedure or the workflow. Workflow is a set of procedures, operations, steps, whatever you say. Now, these are the sets of different steps or operations in a workflow. The tasks need to be well defined and clearly assigned upon the workforces such that employees understand their roles and importance of their contributions. What does this mean? That means the task or the job that you are going to distribute among the workforce in your workshop. Now, this job need to be well defined. Well defined means what are to be done is clearly understood by all the workforces and cleanly assigned upon the workers. That means the job should be clear cut in the conception of the workers, and who will do the job and how far he will go with the job is given in a clear cut way, such that means the work should be distributed so clearly and definitely that employees are understanding their roles, their responsibilities, and will feel the importance of their contributions. Now, the well planned tasks require dedicated resources. My dear sons and daughters, this resource is, all of you know, I told you about this resource earlier in earlier videos, that the resources are four kinds. Number one is man, number two is material, number three is money, and number four is the machinery. These resources are skilled manpower. That means the workforce at your disposal, and that workforce is skilled in their background. Skilled in the background means some are skilled workers and they know their job very well. Some are semi-skilled workers and they know their job very well. And the unskilled labor, they also know what to do in the workshop. And such that the common goal is achieved with efficiency, success oriented, and the cost effective manner. The manpower is very much aware of the cost effectiveness of the product along with the successful achievement of its production. Next comes developed machineries with state of the art technology. When you are getting order for producing some items, your machineries should be made by and will be producing the product such a way that latest technology is applied into the performance of the machines, and the machines will be developed, not old model machines will be used. I give you an example. Suppose there are sophisticated machines in your workshop, just like a very developed kind of medicines in the market. If a doctor uses old type medicines to relieve a person of their ailment, then he will not be popular in the market. If you have to be popular in the market, you have to get more and more orders from the purchasing companies. Then you have to use sophisticated machines with developed equipment and also the state of the art technology. State of the art technology means that technology which is currently running in the market. Next comes good materials. If the raw material is faulty, then how you will make out any good thing from these faulty materials? So, during the checking of raw materials in the store, you have to be very critical about the goodness of each of the raw materials, such that not a single product is discarded in quality control section. So good materials are the prerequisite for a good finished product. Next comes a clear-cut budget or the money. You have the monetary power, sufficient monetary power to execute all the jobs in time, and the products are well finished and all the products are gone through undisturbed in the quality control section. A good resource planning. What is the resource planning? Means these four items, man, material, money, machine, these four items are well planned. That means which one should be given priority, which one should be given emphasis, and these all programming is called the good resource planning. Properly indicates the requirements and leads to the smooth working of the job with successful results. Very similar thing, that if you arrange the resources in a good manner and plan the resources with judicious thinking, then this will give you what are required at which stage, and ultimately this resource planning will lead to the smooth processing of the raw material to produce the finished goods with success, efficiency, and cost effectiveness, and hence the successful results. Next comes stakeholders. The person or persons having direct or indirect, whatever may be the way, involved with the success of workflow are called the stakeholders. My dear sons and daughters, the stakeholders are the persons who directly or indirectly derive benefit from the workflow or the final product of a business house. Suppose in an organization, some product is produced every day, and the purchasers of those products are the direct stakeholders of that company. Now you see, I give you a very simple example, that is, in a shop where biryani is produced, there what is the immediate workflow that is found directly into the shop to take place? That is, the rice is transformed into biryani through different processes, and this biryani is bought by the customers. These customers are the stakeholders of this biryani shop or the business of biryani in that shop. All of you know the Haji biryani. There are so many Haji biryani stalls in the cities. There you will find a queue of customers day in and day out. These customers are the stakeholders of that shop, of that Haji biryani shop. Okay. Now stakeholders are explained to you. Who are the stakeholders? Those who has got the direct or indirect bearing upon the well-being of the organization, has direct relation with the well-being of the organization. So those who are purchasing shares are also the stakeholders, because they are investing money into the organization who is giving shares to the share market, and they are purchasers. They are also holding stake of the organization. They are purchasing according to their capacity the shares. So the stakeholders who are purchasing something from an organization such that the benefit or the good of the organization is also involved or related with the good or benefit of the customers or the stakeholders also, or the persons who are involved with that. Next comes decisions. What are the decisions? Sometimes so happens that in a certain workflow or workflows, each step is straightforward. When, due to unpredictability of a step in workflow, a bottleneck appears, that time decision making guides the follow-up. That means a workflow is going through the workshop and somewhere it has got bottlenecked, then what to do next? This bottlenecking was not foreseen earlier. So the decision making comes there. The shop floor manager tries first, in the first place, to recover or to overcome this bottleneck and allow the workflow move on smoothly. But the bottleneck could not be overcome by the shop floor manager. Then shop floor senior manager tries to overcome that bottleneck. And if he is successful in overcoming the bottleneck, then that is recorded, and if in future any such kind of bottleneck appears, his decision would be materialized there to make the process or workflow smooth towards the end. That is, the product will be produced without any further hindrances. Now, as for example, in the workflow of purchase of a raw materials, tender opening is a step. If during this operation a scuffling among the contending vendors appears with intervention of police administration, then the next course of action depends on individual's decision. What does this mean? Suppose a company is going to purchase some materials from the vendors. Suppose there are 3 or 4 vendors. And in this process, tender opening is a part of the workflow. There are so many processes involved. A part is tender opening, where the least bidder, this is called the L1 bidder, is determined or ascertained. Who is the L1 bidder? And this L1 bidder is awarded the order to execute the supply of material. So all the vendors are looking very sharply upon who is going to back the order. Now, a powerful vendor tries to move away, to remove all other vendors, and they apply force to do that at the time of bid opening. That vendor, that powerful vendor, is wanting to bag the order by themselves. But it is not fair. So what happens? The other vendors protest it. So there appears a scuffling, that is, jostling among them. Some untoward happened in the room of the tender opening, and the police is called in to check this vandalism. In this case, what will happen? Should the officer or the person in charge of tender opening will take forward the tender, or he will seek some other decision from the highest authority? Now what happens? The situation was unpredictable. Nobody could know that such fight or such jostling or scuffling would appear in the tender opening day. And the authority has to think differently about the outcome of that program, of that work. So, this is the importance of decision making in the field of workflow of tender opening. That is the purchase of material, and there is a part tender opening, and in the tender opening something untoward happened, and the next course of action was decided by the highest authority. Next comes conditions. The condition is often described as the if-then statements. The conditions determine often as the decision points in the workflow and guide the workflow with the predetermined criteria. Now, workflow is a flow of or a process of set of steps or operation. Now, I give you an example that is in an industry, some uncommon raw materials are required to be procured or purchased. During tender floating, which is a step in the workflow, if someone of authority asks that, in case only a single vendor gives quotation, then his quotation will be accepted or the authority go for retendering. What is this? That is in, you say, private sector business house, if in the process of material purchase at certain time, what happens if some material is procured in the procedure of tendering, then at the time of tender opening, whereby the L1 bidder will be decided, a single bidder is found to appear in the contention, in the field. A single bidder has appeared. In the private organization, if the job is to be done immediately, then the bid of the single bidder will be accepted without any dispute. It is possible in the private sector business house that single bid acceptance makes no serious bottleneck. But in public sector organization, it matters. That is, the single bidder matters. According to the guidelines or directives of CBC, that is your Central Vigilance Commission, they have given the directives that if there is a single bidder at the end of the total process of tendering, only one bidder's quotation is available, then retendering may be adopted. Too often retendering is opted by the authority due to CBC guidelines. At the core of a workflow, it pursues the three-part structure. So long I have discussed about the elements of workflow. Now I discuss about the structural part of the workflow in its core. There are three parts in the structure. First one is inputs, which indicates either raw materials or some information that ensures the beginning of a workflow. As for example, in a grocery shop, sometime places an order for monthly purchase. That means a man at some time gives an order to a grocery shop for his monthly purchase of materials. This is an information that makes the shopkeeper start a workflow for delivery. When this man or a customer gives order to the grocery shopkeeper that he needs some material for the whole of the month, then this information that he wants to purchase some material is giving the shopkeeper a boost or fillip for a workflow to be started. Workflow for delivery of material to be started by the information of purchase. Next comes, second position is transformation. What is transformation? My dear sons and daughters, this is the collaboration of tasks, resources and conditions to convert the input into a valuable goods or services. This is nothing but converting this information or the input into a valuable goods or services by combining task, resource and condition. As for example, the grocer makes combination of his task, resources and conditions to prepare the delivery. Let me explain here a little elaborately. Now you see, the task is, that he has to deliver some material to the house of a customer. This is the task. Resources, that is, he orders his employee to weigh the materials demanded by the customer, make them packeted and put them in the basket. And he, when in the case that he has got some shortfall of material in his own shop, he gives money to his employee to bring it from others' shop and weigh them and make it packeted and put in the basket. Next comes his total preparation of the basket to deliver to the customer's house. So this is the preparation of deliverables is called the transformation. Now third point is output. It consists of the final product or services that is delivered to the customers. Now this is very simple to understand, that when the deliverables are prepared in the basket, then the last job that is remained is to deliver it to the house of the customer. This is the output. That means when you make nut bolts in your workshop, the final product passing through the quality control section and then packaged and sent to the purchaser organization, then this is the output of the workflow. Total workflow is from the beginning of preparation of deliverables and finally it is delivered to the customer's jurisdiction, and these total processes constitute the final process constitute the output, and total input, transformation and output, that is from beginning to the end, constitute the total work. As for example, the grocery shop owner delivers the materials that his customer ordered for. Now the workflow is made of these three structures. Now, my dear sons and daughters, I have come to an end of my today's discussion. I think and I also hope that you have enjoyed the discussion, and if you have any queries, any question, any doubt in your mind regarding the matter I have discussed so far, leave questions in the comment box and also put your comments describing how did you enjoy the discussion. And don't forget, I think you will not forget to press the subscription button who are new, and those who are new and old who are enjoying my discussion, this video channel, will not forget to press the like button and the bell icon after pressing the subscription button, and will share with as many people as you can, so that I am enlivened and inspired to make such videos in future, sharing my knowledge with you, which are mostly technical and related with managerial practices. And my sons and daughters, I think I will not be deprived of your favor in future, just as previously. Thank you, my sons and daughters. Wish you best of luck. Goodbye.